This is just a short video to show you how you can properly MLA format a document. You're going to be doing this on your own as an assignment, but I wanted to show you all the buttons to click and where to go to properly format it. So with MLA, it's a common formatting example that teachers in high school and in college and so on will ask you to format any of your academic writing. And it includes a few things. In the presentation you should have viewed, you'll see that the first thing is always the font and the font size. So it should always be size 12 in Times New Roman. As you can see, this essay is not formatted correctly, so we're going to go ahead and reformat this. You're going to highlight everything or hit Control A. Whoops. Then you are going to come up here to your font and you are going to find Times New Roman, which is down in the T's right here. It should always be Times New Roman. You're also going to type in here for the size 12. Remember, every single item on the document should be size 12, Times New Roman, even the title, even your name, nothing should be different. There should be nothing different about the title. So as you can see, they had italicized it. So I'm going to take that out. The next thing is that it should always have 1-inch margins. Your Google Docs should be set automatically to 1-inch margins, so you shouldn't have to change this, but as you can see that these margins are much smaller for some reason. So to fix that, you're going to come up to File and you're going to scroll down to Page Setup. Here in the margins, you can see someone has set them to 1/2 inch, so you're going to redo that to 1 inch for each of the margins, all of them, and hit OK. You can also click this awesome button Set as Default, so you never have to change that again. You can see there's this nice white space. Now you'll notice that the paragraphs are not indented properly. Each paragraph or beginning of a new thought should have an indent. You have a tab button on your computer on the left-hand side that does this for you. So if you'll go ahead, you'll hit at the beginning of each paragraph, you're going to click it and click tab. The next thing that you're going to do is you should never have any empty lines on a MLA formatted document. If you see these empty lines between paragraphs, those should actually be erased. The way that we know that they are new paragraphs is that they are indented. So you should never need the extra spaces. It's actually a waste of space and it's incorrect to format it that way. So I've gone ahead and removed those. You should also always have your full document, including your name, date, and the title double spaced. This is a benefit to you as the writer because it obviously lengthens your papers, but it's important. It's an important part of the formatting process for MLA. So you're going to highlight everything or hit Control A to select all, including your name and everything up here, and you're going to come up here to this button that says Line Spacing. Sometimes you might have to click 3 little dots on your menu depending on how your screen is, and that'll say More, and then you'll be able to find this button, but you're going to click Line Spacing and click Double. This does it automatically for you. Please don't try to double space it by hitting the Enter or the Return button. You should always format it correctly by using this button here. We're well on our way. We're almost done here. In the top left corner, there's a few things that you need, and they're missing a few things here, and it's in the wrong order. So on the first line in the top left corner should always be you or the writer's name, the author's name. So let's say your name is Jane Smith. It should always be capitalized. It should always be your first and last name. The second line should always be your teacher or professor's name. So you're going to say Mrs. Anderson. The third line should be your class period or section number. For those of you in blended learning, you could say, first period. It should be capitalized and properly displayed there. You actually need a fourth and final line, and that is the date. The date should be in it's called a universal format. It's a little different than what we generally use. Normally you see the slashes, so 1/5/2020 would be a common way here in the United States we would put a date. However, the universal time stamp or the universal time formatting for days and dates is actually very different. So you should always start with the smallest unit first, which is the day, and then you should put the month, and then you should put the year. So for the date, for example, you would put, if today is the fourth day of January, you would put 4. And then the space, and then you would capitalize January. and you would write out the full month, no abbreviations, and then you would put the full year in numbers. That is the proper way to internationally date something. That's the proper way to format MLA as well. So please make sure that your date is in that format that is expected in this formatting. So we are almost done. The last thing we need to do is add the name and page number at the top right. You can click in your header here and type it manually. However, it's so much better to do it automatically. So if you come up here to insert, there's a page numbers option. And as you can see, there are 4 options here. These 2 on the right, you can see do not number the first page of your document. This is often when you have like a cover page, but we don't have that in this situation. So here on the left, where the page numbers are in the top right-hand corner, beginning with the first page, that is the correct one to click for MLA format. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And as you can see, it put my number 1 in there, but look how nice this is. As I scroll, it automatically numbers each continuing page for me without me typing it in manually. So the very last thing you're going to do is you're actually going to click up here in the header, and on the left side, before your number, you are going to type you, or the author of the essay's last name, capitalized. So the author of this essay was Jane Smith, so she would want to put Smith and then 1. And as you can see, if you do this on the top page, it will continue to count pages for you. This is how you properly MLA format an essay. As you can see, every single item on the document is the same size 12, same font. There is no bolding, underlining, or changing of anything, and especially the title. There are also no additional lines, as you can see. See how that's an empty line there? There should be no additional lines between the title and the first paragraph or between paragraphs here. There should be none of that. And it's all double spaced, the margins are correct, and there is a name and page number on the corner. Afterwards, you will be doing a works cited page at the end of your document, but that's for another lesson. Thanks.